Why Cambodia? And is Cambodia visitable even? Investable even? Is there anything, worth anybody's time in Cambodia? Many people are overlooking Cambodia. Overlooking means Cambodia could be looked at.
Missed opportunity.
What you will find in Cambodia is some of the most warm, authentic people you can find on the planet.
This is Anthony Galliano for B2B Asia News. Today it's not really news. Today we're sitting down and chatting two Americans, one that's been here almost 19 years, which is me, and Jesse McCaul, who's actually been here 31 years. And I thought he came when he was 10, but apparently not. He came when he was 18, so that makes you're going to hit your 50th birthday soon?
Soon, it's coming soon. Yeah, I try not to think about it too much, but yeah.
Mine's could be a lot more, but anyway. Jesse, thanks for coming into B2B Studios. Really today, we're two Americans that have been here a really long time.
Yeah.
And people would, I hope, be a little curious what brought us here, why we're here such a long time, and really want to dispel the negative myths about Cambodia. And I've been an investor in Cambodia. You've been an investor in Cambodia. You've brought investment in. I've brought investment in.
Yeah.
So why invest in Cambodia, and why has there been a reluctancy to invest in Cambodia, and how could we encourage international investors to come to Cambodia and invest? Give us a little bit of background.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Anthony, and it's a privilege to be here. Much respect, of course, for everything that you have done for the nation, for the business community here, and even, of course, for you and your family personally as well. Well, it's an honor to be here. And yeah, originally a young man from the United States, state of Oregon, visited Cambodia in 1995. The story there is that from 91 to 93, you had the United Nations peacekeeping troops here. At that point, it was the largest peacekeeping operation by the United States. 93, there were elections, new constitution, and kind of the word on the street was that Cambodia was basically a new nation that had just opened up or reopened up. And the word on the street was also that the government was inviting people to come and take part in rebuilding the nation. And so as a young American kid, even the concept of rebuilding, a nation from kind of the ground up was a very foreign concept. But I reckoned it would be, to a degree, kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be on those ground stages. People ask, weren't you worried about safety and things like that? And naively or not, my kind of just simplistic thinking was, well, the United Nations had been here. There are aid workers here, development workers here, and so if they, were here, it must be somewhat safe and somewhat decent. So I knew some people in the development sector, and they said, we're here. And I thought, I'm going to try that for a year. I'm going to do something meaningful for a year. So 1 year in Cambodia, that was a nice year. Go back, live my normal American life, and then, long story short, caught the Cambodia bug and found myself here shortly after that. And, it's been an amazing journey over many years, just like yourself, Anthony. And then just like what you mentioned as well, I think not just myself, but people like us are able to pretty adequately answer those questions of why Cambodia? And is Cambodia visitable even? Investable even? Is there anything, worth anybody's time in Cambodia? And these are viable questions. As anyone should understand, perspective is very important. And having a wrong perspective brings you in the wrong direction. Having a proper perspective can actually do you very good. And we can jump into this a bit deeper, Anthony, but I'll say this. There are a lot of wrong or outdated perspectives about Cambodia, which means many people are overlooking Cambodia. Overlooking means Cambodia could be looked at.
Missed opportunity.
which equates missed opportunity. What that means is, oh, Cambodia, isn't that, isn't it dangerous there? Or, something about landmines or something about war, or even where is Cambodia? And they're overlooking it, which means for those that come, and this is an invitation to come, for those that come, they can find some good opportunity. Now, a caveat to that, every country has a different way of doing things. Every country has a different system. And coming into a place like Cambodia, it's not going to be the same as Australia. It's not going to be the same as the United States. It's not going to be the same as South Korea or Japan. Every country has a different way of doing things. You get a good local guide or someone that's kind of local like us, even to help show you the ins and outs, because there's abundance of opportunity, but how to seize it, how to structure it, how to kind of make it happen. That's a whole other thing.
Let's segment some.
Yeah.
So we know that looking at retirement life,
Yeah.
Thailand has benefited from those that sought nice weather, a cheaper lifestyle, beaches, sunshine, great food, cosmopolitan cities, Bangkok, Phuket.
Yeah.
And Vietnam is now taking advantage of this. Also, Vietnam has beautiful coast. You have Da Nang, Da Lat, and you have Ho Chi Minh as a great, again, amazing city in Asia. So Phnom Penh, which is just sprouted up over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I think we have 1,000. Don't quote me on this, but I think there's 1,000 high-rise buildings in Phnom Penh.
Yeah.
Which is great luxury condominiums and so forth. And our medical facilities have improved a lot, which is important to retired people.
Very important. Yeah.
So I think it's a missed opportunity for a lot of retirees deciding to come to Southeast Asia and looking at Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, and probably not taking Cambodia too seriously. I would say I come from New York, which isn't the safest place in the world. I have been here 18 years and I have never, ever had a problem.
Yep.
Maybe it's my height, I don't know, comparatively. But I have never had a problem.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of the safest places I've ever lived. And one of the easiest places to get around. It's probably not the cheapest place in Southeast Asia. It used to be, but it's getting more in line with, I think, what Thailand is, if not more expensive. So that's a little bit of a unfortunate negative, but it's not expensive comparative to Europe or and major U.S. cities. So it's still a very relatively cheap place to live with the ability to get great housing, and we have our beaches as well. We have beautiful beaches on our coast. New airport, easy to get around. Thailand's a 45-minute flight. Vietnam's a 35-minute flight.
Singapore is 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah. So probably with the medical facilities improving greatly, this is probably one of the better places to live in Southeast Asia and comparative to our neighbors. So a little commentary on that.
Absolutely. Like, we were talking about, there's a lot of old news and old perspectives about Cambodia. So let's just, lay it out there. In Cambodia, you can live whatever type of lifestyle you want. The English colloquialism, American English colloquialism is roughing it. You don't have to rough it in Cambodia. You can, of course, if you want. You can go and live in the sticks or in the jungle or whatever, but you don't have to.
I have never roughed it, so I don't know.
Right? And that's what some people would think. Like, wow, Jesse and Anthony are really roughing it by living in Cambodia, and man, my heart goes out to them, and I wonder if they eat well, and like, what are you talking about? This is some sort of very old or even wrong perspective.
I'll put it in a very easy perspective. In my building, which is a 5-star building, there's a apartment next to mine, which is being rented for $500, and it's 74 square meters. And we have a full Olympic swimming pool. We have a grade A gym. We even have a mini mart in the building. And it's centrally located. with a great management as well for the building. So $500 a month.
And we're eating okay, I think. I just, I had a nice Japanese lunch here at a very nice Japanese restaurant. Lunchtime last night, had some nice steaks, and I can't even think, there's a whole variety. You want Middle Eastern, you want Greek, you want Korean, you want pizza,
I think the safety thing is really what was probably a negative myth, I would say, to break down those negative myths. It's very safe here.
That's right.
It's going to be weird for people because actually we don't have police on the streets.
That's
like
true.
We know in the U.S., for instance, or in European cities. And at night, there are no police on the streets.
No. And there's a thriving nightlife that people enjoy. And
because it's not necessary.
That's right. And so there is an elephant in the room, and that is, some of the recent global news regarding scam centers and things like that have affected Cambodia.
Absolutely.
And so, sure, that's an elephant in the room. People are going to say, well, if it's safe, then what about all these scam centers? And I heard that this, and I heard that. First of all, again, let's put it in perspective. This is the golden age for scamming globally. In the history of the world, there has never been more scamming globally. There's a lot of places, whether it's Calcutta, India, or whether it's Ponzi schemes running through the US or the UK, or there's a lot of bad stuff happening in that industry. Cambodia has fallen victim to some of this as well, and that would be isolated buildings run by non-Cambodians. These are, sorry to say, mafia-type people from mainland China. And they are recruiting people online. Many of the people that are being recruited are young people. They don't care if it's black industry, white industry, gray, it's fast cash, I'll come and do it. Some of them are taking out loans from loan sharks and then are being treated badly by loan sharks. You shouldn't take out loan from loan sharks. That's a life lesson. And it's not a good industry. And it's being heavily cracked down on. Were there possibly officials that were turning a blind eye and all that locally here to it? Yeah, sure. But it's being cracked down on, and it's not a safety concern for even one Cambodian citizen or any of the expat community as well. These are isolated buildings that you and I, or even an average Cambodian, wouldn't be allowed to get into even if they wanted to get into it. It's a terrible industry. It's despicable, being cleaned up, too much of it globally, but it poses no safety risk to any person living or even visiting the country.
Yeah, it's very true. It's been a unfortunate stigma for Cambodia that not only Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, even Thailand has been affected, that these did exist. And frankly, they didn't exist just yesterday.
No.
They've existed for quite a long time.
That's right.
It hasn't touched us as expats.
And it doesn't touch the local Cambodians that are living their lives either. Yeah.
And that's, not to say that that's good or, that's good. It's terrible what's happened with these scam centers. But it hasn't really touched us. We were aware of them, but we weren't really touched by them,
They're in isolated areas.
But the good news is this government has really, really cracked down. It's been
a line has been drawn in the sand.
A monumental shift of how policy has now taken force in closing them down and repatriating the workers as well.
That's right.
It's one of our thorns in our side that's been addressed. It's still ways to go. It's not completely finished. And I think that's a very positive. Now, the other negative that the perception is there's a war going on here, which is a border conflict.
Yes, that's right.
That's been under ceasefire for some time. The U.S. Thankfully got involved and assisted there. Another thing that hasn't touched us because it was really just border clashes, which are not uncommon around the world with a lot of countries, but. The perception is, unfortunately, that that it's been touching the cities as well.
We have families here, Anthony, and we're not the only ones. We're just a couple of many, and there has never been one moment where anybody has, ever had any, fear for their loved ones or anything like that. It's unfortunate that there's border conflict happening, of course, and it's calm and peaceful now. There's some technical issues that will have to be resolved between the two countries. Beyond the safe aspect, and there is healthcare and good healthcare available here, lifestyle. But in addition to that, what you will find in Cambodia is some of the most warm, authentic people you can find on the planet. And everybody can choose their own lifestyle. Some people may want to say, well, I want to go to Cambodia and I just want to live in my little place. I don't want anyone to bother me, and I don't really want to connect with anybody. That's okay. That's the lifestyle that you choose. That's not a problem. But if you are one of those that you say, look, I want to live my lifestyle. I want my proper accommodation, and if you're a family, maybe you even want schooling for your kids, or if you're a retiree, maybe you just want to enjoy the beaches and some traveling and your good food that you're accustomed to. That's all available. But if you want to connect a bit, relate a bit to the local population, first of all, you'll find that so many of them are English speaking and other foreign languages. But what you won't find is you won't find plastic people that say, oh, that's the non-Cambodian community and we don't have anything to do with them because we're the local community. That will not happen. They will integrate you, invite you in as much as you would like into their lives and into their community with very warm and authentic hearts and intentions, which in this day and age around the globe at times and in certain places can be very hard to find.